Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. Today I'm out in the shop and I'm going to show you guys how to do a crank position sensor swap on an older 2-plug per cylinder 2.3 Ford engine. They can be a little complicated, but they're not too bad. So let's get at it. As you can see here, I've got an old engine up on the engine stand, torn down, timing belt hanging off of it, all that fun stuff. You'll see this pigtail hanging through this cover. Now, this is the crank position sensor. It reads little teeth on the crank pulley up front. The problem is, the wiring for it is routed behind the rear timing cover. The only way to get this off is to remove this pulley, remove all the timing components and all that. But there's an easier way to do it, and I'm going to show you how. So this is over here on our new engine. We've already got it put together. But you're going to start, you need to get down to this point. So you don't mind the thermostat housing not being in place, but you need to have access to all of this. So the front cover that goes over your timing belt and all that stuff needs to come off. You'll need to get the crank pulley off, and then this whatever you want to call this here, this hub needs to come off as well. So you'll pull the center bolt, use a harmonic balancer puller to pull this off straight. Then you'll have your sensor back here. Your old sensor, you can cut the wiring, take the bolts out, and pitch it. The easiest way to do this is to de-pin the connector on your new sensor and fish the wiring up through behind this cover, through this channel, and out the back. That'll save you a lot of time, and you won't have to mess with your timing belt or any of that stuff. Now, once you're down to this point anyways, if you're due for a timing set, go on and do it all at once, and you can run that wire behind the cover with it all apart. But if you're not pulling all this apart, de-pin it, and I'll show you how to do that. So first up, to de-pin these connectors that Ford uses, you want to pull the red lock out of place. Usually I'll just take a knife or a pick, get down in beside it, work it up, and then grab it with a small pair of needle nose and pull it out. Next up, you want to be sure to record the position of all the wires so they go back in the right spot. And then down inside here, there's 4 little pins that hold that lock these pins into place. So you need to get down in there and pop those pins loose, and we should be able to slide this out. As you can see, I've got 2, well, you might be able to see, I've got 2 of the pins pulled back. These 2 here. They are little plastic tabs down inside here. You'll need a thin flat tip screwdriver or even a real thin feeler gauge, or the right tool for this, a de-pinning tool. Come down in here, lift up the plastic tab, and pull the wire back. It's a little time consuming without the right tool, but it can be done. Just a note to make it easier to fish your wiring through this back housing with everything in place. Remove this bolt right here and remove this nut right here. This will give you room to pull this back cover out just a little bit and make it easier to fish your harness up through this side and out the top without it binding on anything. Then you go back and put the nut and the bolt back in after the fact, and you'll be good. And there we have it. The connector is removed. Now I think I may be able to work this in without removing the rubber boot, and that will keep our wires where they need to be, and then they will just pop back into place. So let's see if I can do that. This has to work in through a little pocket down there. It's kind of hard to see, but all of this wiring has to fish through here and run back through this little plastic channel and out to where the sensor will mount. Actually, so I need to come up this way with all of this. And there we have it. So we're going and pull the rest of the wiring up. We'll be able to get the sensor mounted. So now we've got our sensor in place, the wiring routed up through here, and our plug is ready to go back in place. I'll do that here in just a little bit. Something to note while changing this out, all these bolts, I don't have any of the bolts in yet. The washer for the that goes on the crank, that is to keep the timing belt from walking off. Be sure to put that on first before you put the bracket and the sensor in place. I'm gonna go on and get the bracket bolted back on with these two bolts. These bolts are tiny. Same goes for the sensor mounting bolts. They are super small. Be careful not to over torque them and break them. But I'm going to lightly put in the bolts for the sensor because it does need to be able to move a little bit so we can line it up. This little tool here locks on to this part of the pulley and helps you align the sensor. Once that's all on there and like it should be, you can rotate the crank a little bit, slide that tool out after everything's tight, and it'll be good to go. Now this is what I was talking about with the little alignment tool. As you can see, the sensor can move. So you want to leave these bolts loose. Gently work this on, work the front pulley on, and it will slide into the sensor. Once it's aligned, then you can snug these bolts up. I'd put a little blue Loctite on them and just snug them down. They don't need to be super tight. You will snap them off. So I'm going to go on and work this pulley on and get it set up. And there you have it. I used a 1/2 inch ratchet by hand. It does not take a lot of force. We're using the center bolt for the crank pulley to just pull this back into place. As you can see, it slid down inside that red tool on both sides. There's no movement in this now. So I can go on and put a little blue Loctite on these bolts, snug them down, and the sensor should be good to go. We've got our bolts Loctited in place. Everything's ready to go. So I'm gonna take my 1/2 inch ratchet, spin the engine over ever so slightly. And the little tool can come off. So now this should be ready to go, and we'll be able to finish putting the front end of this engine together. Still have to put our connector back on, which I'll show you how to do that right now. So to make it simple, I just took pictures of where the pins were, and since I left the little rubber seal in place, I didn't have to worry about anything getting out of position. So all you have to do is take a look in the back side of your connector, make sure your pins slide in to their proper slots. And push the pins all the way through until they seat. You'll hear them click, you'll hear the little locks click into place when you do. Just like so. Our pins are all the way in place. Now make sure the little lock tabs are slid in place. They're kind of hard to see in here. And then take the little lock tab, or the little lock retainer, slide it back down through the center, and push it all the way in. As you can see, that's how it came off. And we're back in place. Got the lock put in, all the pins, not sure if you'll be able to see it in the camera, but all the pins are pushed up where they need to go. So that wraps up the crank position sensor install.